1963 has been an extremely turbulent year in the Attorney General's office. In spite of the added workload of federal litigations handled by this office, we are working with less personnel than this office has had in over 5 years. In the criminal division, we have handled a record of over 1,000 cases. This includes our investigation and the returning of new indictments in the much publicized paint striping case. In the Securities Commission, the workload is constant. We have, however, combined several jobs into one and secured a full-time investigator, which of course can double in the Attorney General's office. In the opinion division, during the past year, we have hit a new high. Over 300 opinions were issued. All opinions are formal and published. The opinions are in bound volumes and quarterly are distributed throughout the state to our courts. 1 year ago, I promised the people of Alabama I would put my every thought and effort to protecting the rights of the state of Alabama against federal encroachment. Since then, 14 counties in this state have come under attack and 46 others are under investigation by the Justice Department that we know of. 27 federal suits have been filed, and we have vigorously defended every one of them. With the assistance of the most capable men on my staff, I have personally argued some of these cases, one in the United States Supreme Court, others in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and the district courts of our state. We are holding the line, and in many cases we have been successful in that we have forced the Justice Department to appeal. One of the most significant cases that we are engaged in at this time is the Dallas County grand jury case. We are fighting to protect the inherent rights of a grand jury to investigate wrongdoings in their county. We intend to go all the way to the United States Supreme Court with this if it becomes necessary. Those people have done nothing wrong. They have acted in a legal manner through proper officials of a state court, and their right to do so will be protected even though they are being constantly harassed by the Justice Department. Now, I deeply regret the impression that has been gained that there are differences in these issues between my office and the office of the governor. This is not so. We seek the same end. We seek the same results. Mine, however, is a legal battle within our courts. Let me assure you that Alabama is present and accounted for in our legal battle to maintain a Southern way of life. And let me further assure you that although we will be tried this coming year, we will not be found wanting.
The announcement of this group of free and unpledged Democratic candidates for electors is the beginning of a movement this year to help restore sanity to the American governmental scene. We shall take the lead in Alabama to impress the American people that we are indeed worn out with the continuing trend to destroy individual freedom and liberty in this country and the rights of the states and the attacks now being made on the Constitution of the United States. We ask the people of Alabama to support these candidates as electors, and with similar candidates in a few southern states, we will be in a position to make our voices heard. We must stretch forth our hands and try to save liberty and freedom while yet there is time. We ask the people of Alabama to join with us in this effort to defend our rights and heritage by voting for these free Democratic electors. They are Lieutenant Governor Jim Allen, McDonnell Gallion, former Attorney General, Speaker of the House of Representatives Albert Brewer, Senator Pete Matthews, Attorney Frank Mizell of Montgomery, Edmund Blair of Pell City, Senator Albert Evans, I.J. Scott of Opelika, Alabama, Representative Hugh Locke of Birmingham, and Attorney Jack Giles of Huntsville, Alabama. This is the Stand Up for Alabama slate of electors for this coming Democratic primary. We're going to present this resolution to every legislature in the United States, all 50 states. There are a great number of organizations who are going to help us in this matter, and there are a great number of individuals, and we're going to call on various and sundry organizations within this state. I'm going to call upon the governors, especially of our own southern part of the United States, and we're going to ask them to help. We're calling upon the members of the Congress. It will take, of course, some time to do this. And in every place that I speak outside of Alabama, I'm going to speak in behalf of this an amendment that would give control of the school systems of the respective states back to the states and to the local people and to the parents in the respective states. This is a matter that's not sectional, nor regional, nor racial. It's a matter of local government and local control over the schools in this country. People all over the nation are very concerned, all the way from New York, where they had a massive boycott the other day, to California. And there could be no objection in any state, in my judgment, except by the liberal left-wingers who would like to see centralized governmental control their school systems. There could be no opposition to this amendment. Although there will be opposition, we intend to carry this offensive into every state in the Union. I'm going to the state of Wisconsin either Monday or Tuesday because we have opened headquarters at Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and also Milwaukee. We're going to wage an active campaign in this state in the presidential preferential primary. And as I have said before, I'm not sure as to how many votes we will get, but we're certainly going to better inform the American people and the people of that good state about the so-called Civil Rights Bill. And as I've said before, we may come back with our head blooded, but I'm not afraid to stand up for the people of Alabama in the good state of Wisconsin or any other part of the country. We're going to make an active, aggressive campaign, and I believe when the people of this country do find out that there is an attempt in the American Senate at this time by proponents of the so-called Civil Rights Bill to destroy the free enterprise system in this country and to destroy every phase of individual liberty and freedom that we now possess, that this bill will be defeated by the actions of the American people.
We'd like to show you a few preliminary sketches. Right here is our first client. The bus stop coming in on each of these entrances and making a mall effect from Paris Street to the Square, from Washington Street to the Square, from Lee Street to the Square, from Madison Avenue to the Square, and Monroe Street to the Square, with your convention facilities being in this area where they are presently located. This plan, the second plan, is not quite so drastic as the first plan. This shows Court Street closed off into a mall with trees and greenery in this area, but Dexter Avenue is opened all the way through Montgomery Street. The third plan of this isn't as drastic as the other two and hold to the same street plans with Court Street running all the way through as it presently does. This shows the mall effect on Court Street right here into the fountain, but does not close off Court Street. Court Street will still continue to run as it presently does. This is the third. I did want to emphasize that these plans are preliminary drawings, and there's nothing final or nothing definite on this tight plan, but we have to have some thinking and some planning before we can achieve our goal.